People talk about goals a lot, but here's the problem. We're doing them wrong. Here's 5 things we need to change with our goals. The first thing we're doing wrong with our goals is we're not linking them to a deep emotion. And I want to give you an example of this from Ed Mylett's doctor, which may sound a little bit weird. But what he did was, instead of saying to Ed, you need to eat more fruit and vegetables because your diet isn't healthy enough, what he instead said was, Ed, do you want to be there to walk your daughter down the aisle? Because if you don't change to a healthier lifestyle and a healthier diet, another man is going to be walking her down the aisle instead. And when I first heard that, I was like, whoa, dude, bit much. But when you think about it, which of those 2 ways of saying it is going to actually make Ed take the necessary action? Because by having that emotional anchor to the goal, I'm pretty sure if he's ever considering giving up his diet, that emotional trigger of being able to walk his daughter down the aisle is going to kick in, and it's going to be way more impactful than just some vague idea of, oh, it'd be good to eat healthier. And I really think this concept can be applied to any goal that really matters to you. For example, is it really that you just want to make £1 million by the age of 30? Or is it more that whilst your parents are still here, you want to be able to give them the lifestyle and experiences that they deserve and have them see how successful you are and know how proud of you they are? I don't know, but I just know that a goal with an emotional connection is much more powerful. The second thing we're doing wrong with our goals is not celebrating when we hit them. Because if it feels like as soon as you hit one goal, it's straight on to the next one, well, that's a surefire way to burn out. So I actually think that goals that are important to us should have a reward attached to them. So, as an example, let's say that your goal is to make 20 YouTube videos this month. Well, say that if you hit it, you're gonna go out for a nice meal with your friends or family because, it doesn't have to be anything crazy, just some acknowledgement of hitting it. And that not only gives you some extra motivation to hit it in the first place, but it gives you a little bit of time just to recharge before going on to that next goal. And even better, you train your brain to associate the feeling of having fun and doing something enjoyable with successfully hitting a goal, which is a powerful connection to form. The third thing we're doing wrong with our goals is they're either too long-term or they're too short-term. And you might be thinking, John, make your mind up, which is that? But here's what I've noticed. When you just ask someone, what are your goals? Well, some people will give you quite short-term things, like stuff for the next few months, and others will give you really long-term big picture things, for a few years' time maybe. Very few people mention both. And yet, for most people, I think it's beneficial to have both weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly goals, and the big picture longer goals. All of them can be useful. Because without these short-term goals, it's actually much harder to hit the long-term goals. And without the long-term goals, well, what are all these short-term goals working towards? And so my point here is simply that it's good to have both types of goals because they actually work really well together, and yet most people don't do this. The fourth thing we're doing wrong with our goals is they are not SMART goals. You've probably heard this SMART acronym before, right? The S stands for specific, because if a goal's too vague, how are you actually supposed to hit it? The M is for measurable, because if you can't actually track it, how do you know if you've hit it? The A is for attainable, because although you want to be ambitious with these, if it's literally not even possible, then you're just setting yourself up to fail. The R is for relevant, so does it actually fit in with your long-term plan of what you're working towards? And the T is for timely, because when you actually put a time limit on a goal, it gives it a sense of urgency rather than just, oh, I'll do it one day. So, for example, a really common goal is to be healthier, but that pretty much fails all of these criteria. So a smarter goal might be to say, well, I'm gonna eat 5 fruit and vegetables every single day this month. And look, it is a really simple framework, but I think it's very easy to overlook it and just go, yeah, I know that stuff. And then when you actually look at your goals, you're like, haven't actually done several of these things. So when you're setting a new goal for yourself, I think it's worth just running through this to make sure it's a goal that's actually smart. The fifth thing that we're doing wrong with our goals is we're setting them too low. There's a quote I really like, which is that the problem for most people isn't that they set too ambitious goals and just miss them slightly. It's that they set too achievable goals and hit them. The good news is though, I did a whole video on this concept of not settling for average, which you can go and check out right here, right now. And if that's not your thing, the magical YouTube algorithm says that you'll love this. I hope you do, and I'll see you in the next video with some more tips to level up our lives and make more money. Cheers.